Students are under the impression that to succeed, it takes sacrifice, which is true. But we misunderstand the nature of that sacrifice. For our final research and development episode, I wanted to share a study that was recently shared with me by a podcast guest, Dr. Carina Joly. The title of this study was Epidemiology, Treatment Efficacy, and Anxiety Aspects of Music Students Affected by Playing-Related Pain. I wanted to share this study on the show because I was most recently a music student, and I know how that is. And I think this information is critical and needs to get out to our first-year college music students as well as those who teach them. Success is not best achieved when we are sacrificing our well-being, whether it be physical, mental, or even social. The data they collected showed that of the 186 students who came into the clinic, 2/3 of them were affected by playing-related pain, with most being affected during their first year of studies. They also found that 82% of those who were dealing with that pain had experienced, quote, a sudden increase in practice time before the onset of symptoms. Now, talking about the treatment, I thought this finding was really cool because they found that, quote, active treatments in which the patient was involved in the care instead of passive treatments, which is just taking a pill or something like that, proved to be most effective. The researcher said, quote, patients' self-engagement in the treatment of their own problems may mobilize physical and mental/psychological resources, which may be more beneficial for the course of these disorders. These studies just can't collect dust in journals alone. We now live in an implementation age, which requires that we know which stuff is legit and then go out and apply it, or else what's the point of the information in the first place? Hey everyone, welcome back to Trust the Process. For our final research and development episode, I wanted to share a study that was recently shared with me by a podcast guest, Dr. Carina Joly. We were talking a lot about playing-related pain, and she shared with me a study that was published in 2018 by Drs. Christos Iano, I'm totally butchering that name, Dr. Julie Hayter, Dr. Andre Lee, and Dr. Eckart Altenmüller. And side note, if you want to hear a fantastic interview with Dr. Altenmüller about embouchure dystonia, head over to our friends over at the Embouchure Project and their podcast, where my friend Frankie Lacerdo interviews Dr. Altenmüller about embouchure dystonia and all the research behind it, and it is just a fantastic episode. The title of this study was Epidemiology, Treatment Efficacy, and Anxiety Aspects of Music Students Affected by Playing-Related Pain. I wanted to share this study on the show because I was most recently a music student, and I know how that is. And I think this information is critical and needs to get out to our first-year college music students as well as those who teach them. The purpose of this study was to essentially find the causes for playing-related pain and which treatment methods were the most effective in helping them. They studied the data from 186 music students that visited the musician's outpatient clinic over a 5-year period in Hanover, Germany. And over there, they have Institute of Music Physiology and Musicians Medicine at the Hanover University of Music, Drama, and Media. And there are two main findings that I want to point out from this study. Number one, when they found musicians to be coming in relation to where they were at in their studies, like what year they were in their studies. And two is what type of treatment proved to be most effective. So first off, where were the majority of these students in their studies? The data they collected showed that of the 186 students who came into the clinic, 2/3 of them were affected by playing-related pain, with most being affected during their first year of studies. Why is this relevant? They also found that 82% of those who were dealing with that pain had experienced, quote, a sudden increase in practice time before the onset of symptoms. There can be a lot of different reasons for this, one of which, and the researchers do actually address this in the study, is the ever-present no pain, no gain mentality. Students are under the impression that to succeed, it takes sacrifice, which is true. But we misunderstand the nature of that sacrifice. Success is not best achieved when we are sacrificing our well-being, whether it be physical, mental, or even social. Hey guys, I just want to interrupt the show real quick and just tell you about something I've been working on for a long time that I'm so excited to share with you. Like I've said in the past, you have the potential to make your injury become a benefit to you, an asset to you. But at the same time, I know the feeling of being lost, not knowing who to turn to, where to go, what resources to use, all sorts of things. and also how to reframe the situation, the mental skills that's needed to be able to do that. And so if you are one of those people looking for that resource, that help, that coaching, I want to tell you about something I've been working on, and that is Musician Unchained. Musician Unchained is now the newest coaching platform for musicians going through injury. It is intended to help you view your situation in a way that benefits you and make the changes in your life that you need to become the best version of yourself because of your injury. Your injury being the impetus for that change. I would love to be able to help you in any way that I can, even if that means sending you somewhere else to someone who can better help you. And so if you are interested in working together one-on-one, visit our website, musicianunchained.com/let's hang for more details. All right, let's get back to the show. The other reason, and the researchers imply this, is that the increased amount of practicing is not met with the proper amount of rest. We have talked about that so much on the show that I'm just not going to address it right now. But the other thing I want to mention is the psychological factors of this playing-related pain. I found it interesting that researchers cite the fear of failure and trait anxiety as a potential factor in the development of playing-related pain. Why is this? Quote, "The fear of failure in the presence of fellow students in the highly competitive musical environment may lead to self-doubt concerns and thus more pronounced strain and tension, which can result in the development of playing-related pain. It has been reported that music students, in comparison to other students, strongly identify themselves with their profession," where we heard that before, "and are more concerned and emotionally more affected by their musculoskeletal complaints." Now, talking about the treatment, I thought this finding was really cool because they found that, quote, active treatments in which the patient was involved in the care instead of passive treatments, which is just taking a pill or something like that, proved to be most effective. And these included body awareness activities, breathing, relaxation exercise, physical exercises, etc. And why is this? And the researcher said, quote, "Patients' self-engagement in the treatment of their own problems may mobilize physical and mental/psychological resources, which may be more beneficial for the course of these disorders." They go on to say, when referencing another study, quote, "The reduction of an irrelevant event, such as pain, during a goal-directed task is much more effective when the task is motivationally relevant to the person." I loved this quote because it shows just how important those mental skills are that we talk about on the show. There is a reason why we start with why, as the book says by Simon Sinek. There is a reason why we set goals for our recovery. If we have a personal stake in the exercise, then that will motivate us even more to do what is necessary to get back, to get healed up. Now you might be thinking, well, yeah, duh, Clark, I know that. But this just shows that we have more evidence that this practice is legit, that this practice is true. Your active involvement in your recovery is critical, not just looking for a pot of gold, to use Gabriel Radford's phrase, but taking part in the process with the help of our recovery team, seeking to understand the prognosis and the treatment. The good news from this study is that as the patients learned about the generally good prognosis that they had for the recovery from playing-related pain, essentially just giving them the lowdown of the problem and giving them all the information they need was highly effective. It was also linked to the fact that once they understood that their behavior influenced their health, they realized that it was within their control to make necessary changes to their healing process so it could move forward. Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the show. I just wanted to jump in here real quick and tell you about something that I'm really, really excited about. For a while now, I have wanted to create an even more effective resource than just the podcast that injured musicians can go to receive the support that they need. And recently I did just that. So write this down. Trust the Process Podcast Injured Musician Support Group. I know it's a long title. We're still working on that part. But this is a place where people can go now, injured musicians and even musicians who have gone through injury in the past, and people that help musicians go through injury, where they can go to receive the support that they need, whether that be ask questions, share their victories, share their frustrations, and overall just receive the community and the support that they need in a very proactive, intentional way. And so I just ask that you guys support these injured musicians by sharing this group with them, that they can receive the support that they need. Okay, enjoy the rest of the show. They realized that it was within their control to make necessary changes to help their healing process move forward. This study was a really fascinating one for me, guys. I had to look up some words here and there since I'm not a medical doctor, but honestly, that's the reason why I do it. Clark, you do it because you're not a medical doctor? Exactly. Not.
Huh?
I do it so that I'm constantly learning alongside of you. These studies just can't collect dust in journals alone. It is said that the information age is gone. We are in a sea of information. I can get 1 billion results on Google if I want, just by searching Apple. We're in a sea of information. We now live in an implementation age, which requires that we know which stuff is legit and then go out and apply it. Or else what's the point of the information in the first place? This part of the show, these research and development episodes, exist for that exact purpose, so that we can get the information, go out and apply it. So go out and apply it, guys. Keep learning, keep growing, keep using your injury to your advantage. Those of you who aren't going through an injury, take this and run with it. Take this information and share it with others. Join the mission. Join the newsletter. Send me an email, send me a text, whatever I can do to help you, just let me know. If you want to work one-on-one through Musician Unchained, that's available to you. If you want to contribute to the mission of the show by donating anything, you can. That's very much appreciated, and that's also available to you. I have resources on the website, injury resources. I have ebooks to help you get through your injury. Just keep on keeping on. Keep using these resources. That's why I make them. I don't make them just to keep myself busy. I do it to serve this community. So keep on keeping on, guys, and keep trusting the process. Until next time. Hey, thanks for tuning into this episode of Trust the Process, the official podcast of Musician Unchained, the newest coaching program dedicated to helping musicians navigate and overcome injury. But before you go, I have a few quick ways you can stay connected and support our growing community. First of all, I'd love to hear from you. Shoot me a text with the link below and share your thoughts, questions, or just say hi. You can also check the show out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We also would love to see you in our Facebook support group, Trust the Process Podcast Injured Musician Support Group. If you found value in today's episode, consider making a donation to support our mission of empowering musicians worldwide. Every contribution helps us create more content and resources for you. So visit link number 2 below to support the mission. If you decide to donate, I'll send you my newest resource, the Injured Musician Toolkit, which is an ebook designed to give you tools to help you get through your injury. Subscribe to our newsletter to get exclusive insights, tips, sneak previews of episodes, and announcements straight to your inbox. Act now and I will send you a free gift. So sign up at www.musicianunchained.com/newsletter. And if you or someone you know would like to go deeper with me in the topics of injury and mindset, head over back to musicianunchained.com and check out the Let's Hang tab. As always, I want to thank Daniel Baldwin, my audio engineer, and my sister Dana Lovell for her help with the promotional materials. There is no podcast without them. But before I go, I want to tell you how much I deeply appreciate your time and support. You are not alone on this journey. There are musicians and educators out there who need this resource, and we need to get it to them. Together, we are breaking the chain of old habits and thought patterns that don't serve us anymore, and unchaining the potential within ourselves to face each challenge with strength and resilience. So, as I always say, keep on keeping on, and keep trusting the process. Until next time.